Welcome, friends. We are about to go through 50 California real estate examination flashcards to help you get ready for that real estate examination in California. I hope you find these useful. Work hard, study hard, and comment down below just to let us know if this is helping you getting through the examination and everything else. Look forward to you passing. And without further ado, let's do this. DRE. DRE stands for the Department of Real Estate. It's the state agency responsible for regulating and overseeing real estate licensing and related activities to protect consumers and ensure the integrity of real estate transactions in the state of California. Please note that the DRE was formerly called the CalBRE, or the California Bureau of Real Estate, up until 2018. Salesperson pre-licensing requirements. Salesperson pre-licensing requirements in California require a total of 135 hours of pre-licensing education, including a 45-hour principles course and a 45-hour real estate practice course. BREA. BREA stands for the Bureau of Real Estate Appraisers, the regulatory authority responsible for licensing and supervising real estate appraisers in California. Title 10. Title 10 is a section of the California Regulatory Code that encompasses various rules and regulations related to real estate. It sets the legal framework for real estate transactions and professional conduct in California. Community Apartment Project. Community apartment project, a type of multi-unit real estate development where the owner sells units to tenants who collectively own and manage the property, typically through a homeowners association or other cooperative arrangement. Easton v. Strasburger. The Easton v. Strasburger case. Easton v. Strasburger expanded the broker's duty to not only disclose material defects, but to also include defects which the broker should have known. The homeowner in this case, Easton, alleged that the seller, Strasburger, and their broker had been negligent because they were aware of issues with the property, such as an uneven floor and the use of netting to address previous landslides, but did not disclose it. When another landslide caused substantial damage to the property, Easton sued the seller and their broker, who were found guilty of negligent misrepresentation, and Easton was awarded $197,000 in damages. CalVet Home Loan Program. The CalVet Home Loan Program is a state-operated program designed to provide financing assistance to eligible military veterans and their families for the purchase of homes, farms, or mobile homes in California. They offer competitive interest rates and low or no down payment options to help veterans achieve home ownership. Note, this is also called the California Veterans Farm and Home Purchase Plan. 4 years. 4 years is the renewal period for real estate licensees in the state of California. Continuing education. Continuing education. Licensees are required to complete 45 hours of continuing education course requirements per 4-year renewal cycle. APA. APA stands for the Administrative Procedures Act. It governs how state agencies, including the DRE, create and modify regulations and conduct administrative hearings. It promotes transparency, public input, and due process in the development of rules affecting the real estate industry to ensure fairness and accountability. Agency disclosure law. Agency disclosure laws are legal requirements that mandate real estate agents in California to provide written disclosures to their clients explaining the nature of the agency relationship they have with the client. This disclosure outlines whether the agent is representing the client as a seller's agent, a buyer's agent, a dual agent representing both the buyer and the seller, or as a transaction coordinator. Now note, the 3 steps to agency disclosure are disclose, elect, and confirm. Advance fee agreement. Advance fee agreement is a written contract between a real estate licensee and a client that outlines the terms for collecting advance fees for specific services not yet provided, such as loan modifications or short sales. Regulated by the California DRE to protect consumers and ensure transparency in fee collection and service delivery. The Holden Act. The Holden Act, also known as the California Housing Financial Discrimination Act of 1977, is a state law that prohibits discrimination in lending practices to protect consumers who are financing residential real estate. Note, the Holden Act is still Senate Bill 1556. Department of Business Oversight. The Department of Business Oversight is a state regulatory agency in California responsible for overseeing various financial services and products, including banks, credit unions, and other financial institutions. It's designed to protect consumers and ensure the integrity and stability of the financial services industry in California. OAL. OAL stands for the Office of Administrative Law, and it reviews any regulations proposed by agencies such as the California Department of Real Estate, the DRE, that pertain to real estate licensing, practices, and procedures. Alquist-Priolo Act. The Alquist-Priolo Act is a California state law designed to mitigate earthquake risks by identifying and regulating construction activities in earthquake fault zones. The act requires the disclosures of earthquake fault lines on a map. California Environmental Quality Act, the CEQA. The CEQA, or the California Environmental Quality Act, is a state law that requires public agencies to assess and disclose the potential environmental impacts of proposed projects to promote environmental protection in California. Assessment lien. Assessment liens, a legal claim placed on a property by the local government when a property owner fails to pay for an assessment, such as street improvements, within 30 days of the bill for the assessment. Hey everybody, I hope you're finding this flashcard review helpful, and just wanted to really quickly let you know that if you're looking for printable versions of these flashcards, we offer them for sale really inexpensive, and I'll put the link in the description below. You're going to find them pretty helpful if you're a keen aesthetic learner. I like to have feel the pages of a book and feel the flashcards and look at them, so it's pretty helpful. It's also a great way to study with family, friends, and that kind of stuff. So link in the description below, and now back to our scheduled programming. CC and Rs. CC and Rs stand for the covenants, conditions, and restrictions, legally binding rules and limitations that are typically associated with the properties in planned communities, such as homeowners associations or condominium complexes. State responsibility area. State responsibility area, regions where the California state government, specifically CAL FIRE, holds the main responsibility for wildfire protection and prevention due to a heightened risk of wildfires. Property owners in these areas are typically assessed fees to fund these efforts. Avulsion. Avulsion, a sudden and significant loss or removal of land due to natural forces, such as an earthquake or landslide, which alters the boundaries of a property. Boot. Boot, the non-like-kind property or cash received by a taxpayer in a 1031 exchange. For example, when an investor conducts a 1031 exchange to defer capital gains taxes by reinvesting in a like-kind property, any value left over is referenced to as boot. 3 years. 3 years is the amount of time real estate brokers in California must maintain records of real estate transactions, including any contracts, agreements, and financial documents. Please note that the DRE may request these records at any time for inspection. Notice of affiliation. Notice of affiliation. A broker in California has 5 days to notify the DRE whenever a salesperson or broker associate is hired, and 10 days to notify the DRE when an agent or broker associate leaves the brokerage. DBA. DBAs stand for doing business as. So when a business operates under a name different from its legal name, often for branding or marketing purposes, similar to a trade name. Note, in California, a DBA is good for 5 years. Homestead exemption. Homestead exemption is a legal provision that safeguards a portion of the homeowner's primary residence's value from creditors in certain legal claims, offering some amount of financial protection. Equal dignities rule. Equal dignities rule. If a contract is required to be in writing, such as with a real estate contract, the authority given to an agent to sign on behalf of the principal must also be in writing and meet the same level of formality. This rule helps to prevent fraudulent or unauthorized transactions in real estate. Downzoning. Downzoning. The process of changing the zoning regulations for a particular area to reduce the allowed density or intensity of land use. This is often done to restrict or limit certain types of development, such as reducing the number of residential units that can be built on a piece of land. Civil Code Section 1102. Civil Code Section 1102 is an important provision that pertains to disclosure requirements in residential real estate transactions, including transfer disclosure statements, or TDSs, agents' visual inspection disclosures, or AVID, and environmental hazard disclosures, and more. Plottage. Plottage. The increase in value that can occur when multiple adjacent properties are combined or merged into a larger parcel. The total value of the combined property is greater than the sum of the two individual parcels. The Real Estate Commissioner. The Real Estate Commissioner oversees California's Department of Real Estate, the DRE, and is responsible for licensing, regulating, and ensuring the ethical conduct of real estate professionals, as well as protecting consumers in real estate transactions by enforcing laws and regulations. California Real Estate Licensing Exam. California Real Estate Licensing Exam. The real estate salesperson exam in California is made up of 150 questions, and test takers must pass with a score of 70% or higher. The real estate broker's exam in California is made up of 200 questions, and test takers must pass with a 75% or more. AVID. AVID stands for Agent's Visual Inspection Disclosure, a disclosure document that outlines an agent's role and responsibility in encouraging buyers to conduct property inspections and investigations before completing a transaction. SPQ. SPQ stands for Seller Property Questionnaire, a standardized form in California that asks sellers to provide information about various aspects of the property, including its condition, history, and any known defects or repairs. Secret profit. Secret profit, a hidden or undisclosed financial gain or benefit that a real estate agent or broker in real estate transaction receives without the knowledge or consent of other parties involved. Note that secret profits are not allowed in California real estate transactions. CAL FIRE. CAL FIRE stands for the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, a state agency in California responsible for a wide range of duties related to fire protection, emergency response, and resource management to help mitigate the risks of wildfires and other environmental emergencies. Holder in due course. Holder in due course is any party that has purchased or negotiable instrument, such as a promissory note, honestly and without any knowledge of any defects or issues, meaning that the holder is legally entitled to enforce its terms and collect any payments that are due for it. The Rumford Act. The Rumford Act, also known as the Fair Housing Act of 1963, a California state law aimed at combating housing discrimination in the rental or sale of residential properties, promoting fair housing practices and equal access to housing opportunities. Please note, victims of discrimination have 1 year to file a claim under the Rumford Act. Accession. Accession, when improvements, additions, or acquisitions are added to property, whether intentionally or unintentionally, and become part of that property. Paramount title. Paramount title, the highest and most superior form of title ownership or property interest that can exist in real estate, often associated with fee simple absolute ownership, which is the highest level of property ownership. Negative declaration. Negative declaration is a document that states that a proposed project is not expected to have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and therefore it does not require a full environmental impact report, or an EIR. California Real Estate Recovery Fund. The California Real Estate Recovery Fund is a program established by the DRE to provide financial compensation to individuals who have suffered financial losses due to fraudulent, dishonest, or negligent actions of a licensed real estate broker or salesperson. It is funded by fees paid by licensed real estate professionals in the state of California. Accretion. Accretion is the accumulation of land over time by natural forces. Reliction. Reliction, the gradual accumulation of land due to the recession or retreat of water, such as a shoreline receding over time, leading to the expansion of the adjacent area. CAR. CAR stands for the California Association of Realtors, the professional trade organization representing real estate professionals in the state of California, and that is associated with the National Association of Realtors. Seller Transfer Disclosure Statement, or TDS. The Seller Transfer Disclosure Statement, or TDS, is a legally required document that the property seller must provide to the buyer in California. This statement serves to disclose known material defects and important information about the property's condition. OWC, Owner Will Carry. OWC, or owner will carry, is a term used when a property owner is willing to finance the purchase of the property for the buyer, meaning that instead of obtaining a loan from a traditional lender like a bank, the buyer can make payments directly to the property owner over time to complete the purchase. OWC is often interchanged with the term seller financing. Assessment roll. Assessment roll serves as the basis for calculating property taxes and other assessments that property owners are required to pay. Please note that properties are assessed yearly, and if a property is sold, it will be reassessed during the year. Notice of non-responsibility. Notice of non-responsibility, a legal document filed by property owners to declare that they are not responsible for certain construction or improvement work on their property, typically to avoid potential liability for unauthorized projects undertaken by others, often tenants. Please note, a property owner has 10 days to file this notice. Actual authority. Actual authority, the explicit and legally recognized permission or authorization granted to a person, such as a real estate agent or a broker, to act on behalf of another party in a real estate transaction. Hey everybody, thank you very much for checking out our flashcard review. I hope you found it helpful. If you take the examination and you found that it helped you pass, let us know in the comments. That would be super awesome. We love listening to that. One of the big things that we love to do is we like to dedicate ourselves to our students and listen to the comments and feedback. Don't forget, we also offer these flashcards that are printable for sale. The link in the description below. And if you like the content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We also have tons of questions and all kinds of stuff that are available on our YouTube channel for preparation for examinations in real estate. Good luck with your studies and good luck on your exams. And thanks for checking us out. I look forward to having you in a session coming up.